Hey there, Cal. That's right. We're following multiple developing issues on the immigration front, among them U.S. citizens getting trapped in immigration enforcement efforts. To better understand why this is happening and the consequences, we now turn to immigration attorney Alma Rosa Nieto. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Alma Rosa, we keep reporting on these U.S. citizens that keep getting caught up in these immigration crackdowns, some spending days in immigration detention. How often did this happen in the past? And is this just a misunderstanding, or is there something more complicated happening with these detentions?
I've been practicing 40 years. I've never seen this in my 4 decades of practice. Maybe if somebody was denaturalized and attempting to come in with a passport that it was no longer valid, there'd be a stop, but just randomly or maybe targeted people being stopped because of who knows why is new to me, and it's very shocking to the community.
Indeed, it is created quite a lot of shock within some communities. I remember that back in January, indigenous people kept getting detained by ICE, and it happened so much that the Navajo Nation advised tribal members to keep their certificates of degree of Indian blood with them. So I'm wondering, should citizens carry around documentation as well?
Yes, when I'm traveling, obviously abroad, you must have your passport, but even within the United States, I'm carrying proof of citizenship. It's a sad state of affairs, but I'd rather immediately show that I'm a citizen of the United States and call it a day than be detained for hours. Now, they are also looking into mobile devices as well as laptops, so that could be another source of detention and time at an airport or at a port of entry.
Yeah, and that is something that a lot of folks are reporting on social media. A lot of folks are talking about that, the fact that immigration authorities can ask to see what are in the contents of your phone. Now, I wanted to ask you, some folks think that once they become a U.S. citizen, they're kind of immune from these issues, but denaturalization, as you alluded to at the beginning of the interview, is something that the Trump administration has suggested that it is considering. What should people know about denaturalization? When does it happen? How often? How common is it?
It's very rare. Again, in 40 years of practice, I've never seen one case of denaturalization. It happens because immigration gets word or knows or finds out that you've committed fraud either in your application for your green card when you first started a process to legalize in the United States, or because you've made false statements in the citizenship or naturalization application. So these are things that obviously can reopen a case and have a hearing and a trial for denaturalization. This happened a lot during the Second World War, during the period, where many people that were guilty of the atrocities that occurred during that era went and traveled to South America or to the United States, later finding out that they were participants of the Nazi regime, and then their cases were opened and some were denaturalized.
Yeah, so it's important for folks to know that even once they become a U.S. citizen, there still are cases or situations where they could lose that privilege. All right, immigration lawyer Alma Rosa Nieto, thank you so much for all that insight. We're going to pause here, and we'll be back with you in the next hour, where we're going to explore why ICE is detaining people at check-ins and how people can prepare. For now, Calv, tossing it back to you.